Hello everyone. So this is Sagar.
Sagar.
Hi guys, how are you doing? So do you guys know the agenda for the class?
No.
Okay, so guys, if you remember, Mr. Shank, the trainer for the CCI CCNP SD-WAN batch, he covered on the previous day some portion from the CCNP. So today he will dig into BGP topic from CCI point of view. And tomorrow we are gonna keep SD-WAN or totally dedicated for SD-WAN. Okay. So I let me call out Mr. Shank if he has joined the meeting. Yeah. So something not the entire BGP we can cover in two days. It's just one or two topic which we can dig into in depth. Okay. So definitely in a class we will take everything from scratch. But just in a 2 days of class, 2 hours, it's just possible we take one or two topics and go in a CCI level of that respective topics. Okay. All right, guys. So Shank, are you in the call?
Yeah, hi Sagar.
Yeah. Yeah, Shank, so some students have posted queries like they want to see the CCI approach and how is CCI, I mean, the method used for CCI different from CCNP. So just give some overview on that step also because you are already a experienced guy here. So that will definitely help. Okay.
Okay. So, good evening, guys. Good morning, good afternoon, as per your time zone. So, guys, what is the question about the CCI exam and all?
Hey, can you go a little bit over what are you going to cover in this class? Like, is it going to be just CCIE level topics, or is this the approach for this class is just you're going to start from CCNA or CCNP, and then you're going to go build up all the way to CCIE level?
So, as you might aware, or let me start with the like, what we are doing is we are doing an integrated batch of Encore plus NRC plus CCI. Okay. And in Encore and NRC, we will cover the CCNA, CCNP, all the topics that we have. And then in the CCI, whatever the topics left for the CCI course syllabus as per the Cisco blueprint, and we will cover those. And apart from that, when you see for the Encore, we have a labs as well, which
Can't hear you anymore.
okay, yeah, you're able to hear me?
Yes.
Okay, so apart from that, like CCNP level, we will have a labs for the CCNP level in which we will cover a particular topic on a particular set of router, one or two, or how much routers, like 2, 3, 4 routers maximum. And on the CCI level, what we will cover is we will have a full CCI lab topology that we have shown yesterday as well. So we will cover all the topics scenario based. It is a scenario based in which we have a particular scenario and we will cover it on the complete topology.
I also have a cool question.
Mhm.
Yesterday, I asked you the question, but it got abruptly canceled right in the middle because we
Okay.
ran out of time. I had asked you yesterday that, so once we do this course, what kind of expectation is on us to study on our own to be able to pass the test? Like, how much do you cover so that we are safe, and then rest we need to do our own? Just kind of wanted to know the
So
answer to
as
that
per the
question.
CCI level, if you say about I will go as per the blueprint, so whatever is there in the syllabus in the CCI level, I will cover everything. So you don't need to study more as per the topic level, you can say. But again, if you want to like go in much depth and all, so you always go in the depth. But I will cover everything.
Both for CCNE and CCIE, CCNP and CCIE?
Yes, so whatever is there in the CCNP blueprint or syllabus as per the Cisco website, I will cover all the topics, and whatever is present on the CCI level, I will cover all the topics.
Thank you, sir.
Yes.
How long is this course for?
So for CCNP, we are targeting, if you see Encore plus NRC, we are targeting around 2.5 months. And for the CCI, it's again 2.5 months. So approximately 5 months minimum.
Okay, so this is all one class, 5 months, both.
Yes, and as well, we will cover the SD-WAN as well in this.
CCNP, CCIE, SD1. Great, thank you.
SD-WAN will be covering on parallel or after completing CCIE?
Yes,
Or...
parallelly, I will do it. No problem. So it depends, like whatever is the final, we can do it in the lab or class. If you guys want it like after a particular topic, we can go for SD-WAN, or if you guys want to it parallel, we will talk out and sort it out and we will do it. So it is not like after the all the topics, it is in between we will do it or parallelly.
Yeah, I had a
but,
question.
But for the price, actually for SD-WAN and SD access is different, right?
Sorry,
In
for
term-
which one?
For the price which you are paying, SD-WAN and
See,
SD
if
access.
you are going for the integrated batch, like the complete batch in which we have Encore, NRC, SD-WAN, and CCI, so that is what I am telling about those batch. If you are just enrolling for the SD-WAN only, then we need to create a separate batch out of it.
I had a question in regards to the labs for everything.
Mhm.
So are you gonna, so basically this entire course is bundled. You have the Encore, the NRC. Will you have
Yes.
a separate lab environment and workbook for that? And then
Yes.
next will be CCIE lab. Would you have a separate lab and lab
Yes.
workbook for that? Is that correct?
Yes. Right.
Okay. And then finally the SD-WAN.
Mm.
Are you gonna provide a remote lab environment? And if there
Yes.
and if you do, I had a couple of questions because I did I did enroll in some of Sagar's previous classes.
Mm.
I'm not based in India, so accessing a remote lab, there's a lot of latency. So I'm just
Mm.
curious to know if that issue will be fixed in this class session.
So for that, you need to contact Sagar and Abdul. I can't say about the latency as of now, but you can also download the lab from us, like UNL file, and you can implement it on your system as well.
Okay, thanks. I think Sagar just replied back to me. That's perfect because I think I might be able to run in your CCNP labs, but I'm pretty sure when you do your CCIE labs, you might have a lot more nodes in your lab environment, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
pretty sure my personal computer may not be able to handle that. So I will be definitely needing remote access at that point. So.
Can you please tell us what Sagar said for the rest of us who are also not in India? Thank you.
So Sagar, can you just tell us the persons about the lab access and all?
Yeah, guys. So, see, we have two ways to give you the lab access. One is over on the remote, which is over on VPN concepts, and other one is local. If you have your own server, or if your laptop is with at least 32 GB with 4 VPCs or 8, we can give you offline. Or if you want the remote, we can also provide you the remote access. Okay, so we have both the options.
Sorry, how many cores do we need on our own server to be able to run the CCI lab, please?
So for CCI, we tested since we have added up Nexus nodes. Mr. Shan, can you just share your screen? Because see, on our CCI lab, we have added ICE server, we have added F5, ASA box, and SD-WAN controller. That's why it's gonna take 32 vCPUs and 64 GBs of RAM. But what we are thinking is we will make two variant of one single topology, one with a simple routing switching, and the second with all these intense nodes, which gonna take more resources. So you will be provided with 2, 3 different variant, and you can easily run this on your local machine as well. See, if you see this screen now, this is the CCI topology, which consists of very intense nodes here. We have Cisco ICE, we have the SD controllers, we have FI, ASA box. So there are a lot of things added here. If I give you this whole thing on your local machine, it is gonna take a lot of vCPU. So what we'll do is we will split this in 2, 3 variant. We'll keep routing switching in one variant. The other we'll keep for SD-WAN. The third we can keep it for iServer with the different technologies, and we can give it so you can run them easily. So leave that part to us. We have expertise trainer with us who will do this, and he will take a WebEx and he will fix it on your local machine. Okay.
Okay, thank you, Sagar. That makes a lot of sense. So you'll be breaking up the entire CCIE lab topology into smaller lab environments that we can run remotely, right?
Yes,
I mean,
we can
locally.
do that. Yeah, we can do that. And those guys who need the complete one, we can provide the complete one as well. So no, not an issue.
Okay, thank you, Sagar.
Just one more question, if I may. Is it going to be running on the viral or is it going to be running on GNS3, please?
Again, we are independent of these emulators. We have both the options. We can provide you even PNet or AVNG Pro or community version or a GNS. We have all the supporting platforms.
But isn't the exam CCIE test is on the viral?
So guys, for the exam part, let me tell you. If you go to the Cisco website, Cisco CCIE exam, for the enterprise infrastructure, you have an option here, equipment and software list. Okay, right now I'm not able to open it because I'm not logged in it. Or
Yeah. Shank, I have it. Let me send you the Excel. Okay, you can just open it from your WhatsApp. I had pulled this today morning. So what Cisco has done is they have described the devices or the version for each topic. So let me see if I can give you that.
Meanwhile, just a quick thought for us, for those of us that don't know a lot about CCIE and what we should be studying. You will be guiding us on to focus on which topics or which methodologies or technologies that are in CCIE examination as well. I would suppose that's correct, right?
yes.
Thank you.
Yes, Saga, please, can you just drop that file for us as well in the WhatsApp group?
Yeah, you guys to need to be in the WhatsApp group because I'm gonna share all the materials over on that WhatsApp group. Okay. Yeah,
All
so
right.
we are keeping the same WhatsApp group for CCNP, SD-WAN, and CCI so that we can share it easily. So just guys, you have to be on that WhatsApp group so I can share you all the files and relative things. Okay.
Now, the difficult question, how much is this course going to cost us, please?
So you guys have to drop us an email so that so that we can share you the pricing. Okay. So once again, join the WhatsApp group, and student have dropped their email, and our backend team are responding each one of them. Okay.
Hey, why don't you guys use the Cisco modeling labs? I think Cisco actually retired Viral, right? It's now Cisco modeling lab. Then there's no latency or anything like that.
So Cisco Modeling Lab is a online platform which has a subscription-based platform. Okay. So for that, there's a separate subscription for everyone that need to buy.
But you
And
can
also,
build it. We can build it. We can build a CCIE lab on it, right? Just wanted to confirm that.
Yes, we can build it, but again, it has some limitations that we need to focus on. So it is also having a limitations. It is not like everything is covered in that.
Mm.
Okay, guys. What are the other questions?
Excuse me, Mr. Chen. Excuse me,
Mm,
Mr. Chen.
mm.
Yeah, I guess yesterday somebody asked a question regarding the new CCIE in terms of the designing. So how much time will you spend on designing within the new CCIE syllabus?
So as I take the course, I yesterday as well I talk about it. So I will, if you can see, like I am CCD written as well. So I will cover it with the design point of view as well. So I will tell you, like if you are putting, like for example, the OSPF, where you are put area 0, where you connect other areas, why you do like that, why you do like that. So like those things I will tell you. So I will cover the design aspects as well parallelly.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Hello,
Hi,
sir.
excuse me. Which requirement for local computer they need the lab of CCA?
So it is lately, I guess, at least 16 GB of RAM is needed minimum. This is the minimum requirement, because nowadays 8 GB of RAM is nothing. Okay. And then you have at least 4 cores or at least 8 cores of CPU. So in that you can cover a lot of things, but you cannot cover SD-WAN. Okay. So if you want to run SD-WAN, there is a strict requirement of at least 8 cores, and you should have a 64 GB of RAM to run it smooth. People run it in low RAM as well, but then it will be laggy.
64 GB is that right?
Yes.
Okay, thanks.
But
Hello.
again, for other topics of routing, switching, or enterprise,
Hello,
apart
Mr.
from
Sam.
SD-WAN, you can cover it in this 16 GB of RAM and 4 or 8 cores.
Hello.
Yes.
One question regarding the practice for on the CCIE level. The practice gonna be kind of TS
Yes.
module. Are you going to help from the beginning to, let me say, play different variation of TS
Right.
that match
So
the new topology?
once, yeah, so that is also a difference in CCNP and core and RC batch and CCI batch. So once I took the CCI batch,
Hello.
I will induce faults as well, and
Hello.
we will do the troubleshooting as well simultaneously.
Uh, on the CCIE level with the
Yes.
TS, how much time are you planning to set aside only for TS? Because we know now that like people who had a chance to do CCNP course Encor can go maybe today, pass the exam and go the CCIE. Automatically, the written exam is there. But the big bulk of CCIE is more the TS,
Right.
where you
So
have 8 hours to fight, and that uh, you need to design, you need to build the config, and also you need to t-shirt.
yes, definitely. And T-shirt is before config.
Yeah.
So definitely, once like our scenario, like what we are creating, so every scenario has the T-shirt section and configuration and design section. So it has everything that we will do. And someone asked me, like, we have a separate workbooks as well. Like this is, if you can see, these are the notes for the CCNP and core NRC. Let me open it. So these are the notes we have for CCNP. Everything we have it. Okay. Then what are the topic left for the CCI? Those you will get the notes. Then we have workbook as well on the portal. If you go on the network journey, you can see the
I
workbooks as
have already that book because I did the CCNP with Mr. Saga.
Okay, so you definitely know about the workbooks and all. So
Yeah, I know this
definitely.
portal, everything.
And for
But
CCI, the workbook will be different. Topologies are different. Like for the CCNP Encor, if you see, you already done it. So this is the topology that we worked on. Okay, let me zoom it a little bit. So this is the topology for CCNP, and every section of topology has different things. So we can configure a particular protocol
no,
on
I'm
S.
more interesting with because I spent 6 months with Mr. Saga.
Okay.
I've been already through all this.
Yes. So yeah. So this is our CCI topology, in which we will completely configure the complete scenario. Okay. And we will create variants of it as well without SDWAN and with SDWAN, so that you can run it on your system. And
So
No,
we
I have
have a
equivalent to it. I can run it on my, I don't have the system problem anyway.
okay, no
I have
problem.
more than 96
Yeah, but
gig.
there are other peoples as well who have the
They have
system
problem,
problems.
yeah, that is another
Yeah.
issue.
And we have a different complete set of SDWAN topology as well, directly for only SDWAN things.
Uh,
Okay.
so
So one last question from me. I
Hmm.
just want to understand the lab practice, like the topology which we are going to practice from your given. Are we able to like we gonna expect the same or the same? How? I just want to understand. Could you please explain to that?
Like what expectation? I'm not getting your
Like
question.
once or like a week, we practice the topology what you will be providing to us.
Hmm.
So will that be enough for us to like perform good in the real-time lab?
Yes, definitely. If you see, like, I'm not sure whether Cisco provide the samples of the topologies, but again, it will be like that only.
Mhm.
What
So,
do Cisco has already published the CCIE lab?
not got your question. Can you reframe it?
Do Cisco has already published the CCIE topology?
No, not
Not yet.
no. Even they're not gonna publish it, right? Why should they publish the topology?
But and how do you build it?
Sorry?
Because in the past there was a model of topology almost everybody used to say, okay, that
Hmm.
match exactly what Cisco is going to test to you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I don't think so, because I have done my CCI like last in 2012. So from past 9 years, I have never seen the CCI topology, which is
I think
directly the same as of in the exam.
Maybe not the same topology.
Hmm.
Could be a sample topology. They would be.
See, guys, the topology is you can see, like, we have a Cisco router, switches, and all those things, but it's just the connection, how the connection done, right? So if you know the basic concept, if you know the theory behind it, you can do work on any topology.
yeah,
That
Sorry,
is most
sorry.
important.
Oh,
so I had a question in regards to the CCIE lab, Mr. Sham. So
Hmm.
basically, you know, you'll have your you'll trainers and you'll teachers, and we'll be able to practice, you know, the CCIE lab based on your workbooks, right?
Hmm.
But if I'm not mistaken, the CCIE lab is in person, right? And you know, based on your experience, do we actually physically touch live equipment?
No,
Because no.
no.
Okay.
That is way back in, like, after 2007, 2008, Cisco stopped that. So physically, you need to do the cabling as well. Way back before 2006, 5, or 7, I didn't remember. Even I have done, when I have done the CCI, so you don't have the access to your physical equipments.
Okay, that's good news because I was, you know, I don't have, you
Hmm.
know, I don't have physical experience with like
Yes.
ASAs or Nexus
No.
switches or all that stuff. So I'm just curious to know if I go to your class that, you know, the way I practice virtually and remotely, that would be the same environment I will be exposed to in the lab exam. Is that correct?
Yes, because everything is remote. So you don't know where you are connecting. Like, where are the devices, you'd never know. You will connect virtually only.
Okay, thanks.
Mr. Shank, this 5 months course, am I correct to understand that it's going to cover the CCIE Enterprise and the SD-WAN, or just going to be Enterprise?
So SD-WAN is also a part of the CCIE, if you can see the syllabus. So
that's what I thought. I just wanted to make sure that I understood what you said.
yes,
So we will be doing the SD-WAN and the rest of the networking topology then. So
right.
we are really doing routing and switching plus the SD-WAN.
Yes, but SD-WAN
Plus wireless, because wireless is
yes.
also part of the CCIE.
But again, if you see the syllabus for the SD-WAN, for the wireless, they just touch the basics. Okay. Yes, because if you see my screen, CCNP SD-WAN, they have a different certification which will cover the SD-WAN completely. Oh, let's open the Udemy link. Let me open the Cisco one. So if you see here, okay, implementing Cisco SD-WAN solution, SD-WAN 300. So this is the complete course where you will get everything related to SD-WAN. And in CCI, a little bit part of it. It is not a complete thing you get in CCI.
I'm an old networker with old routing and switching. Now, enterprise is something new for me, and I need to recertify and go to CCIE. Now, we never did SD-WAN those days before. Now, I don't have much of a background on SD-WAN. Do you think I should go and study SD-WAN before attending the CCIE, or whatever is in the CCIE course?
So in the CCI lab, when I started the SD-WAN, I will start from the very basic, from the scratch. Like I will assume you don't have any knowledge of SD-WAN.
Correct. Yes.
Yes. So I will assume that, and I will start it from the basic, like why this technology come, why we are want to replace it, why we need to configure it, what are the benefits, what are the disadvantages, everything I will cover it up. And then the basics of the SD-WAN. It is not the complete SD-WAN that we will do, because that is a different course. Okay.
What about the automation and the scripting?
Yes.
Python?
So again, if let me show you the CCI syllabus. What they done is they put everything okay in the CCI, and then it is just a basic, if I can say.
Right. Okay. Because
So for the
that part really worried me. I must be honest.
yes, so like even if you talk about wireless, they added wireless as well, but that is again a basic. Because again, if you see the CCNP enterprise exam, you will get a wireless exam different. So designing enterprise network, designing wireless enterprise network, your implementation of automation. So everything they have it, but then some topics of every point they will put it in the CCI. Apart from that, all the topics of routing switching. So our 80% focus is on routing switching, and then we will touch the topics what are there in the CCI for these things as well.
So just one more thing. How much of the lab you've got to do correctly before they give you pass? Because like CCNP, you've got to do around 85%. But I don't see any more pass for CCIE lab. Is it just
So right now I'm not sure. I need to check like what is the passing criteria they are having. But before that, at the time when I gave the exam, so it is 80% actually.
80?
Yes, but right now I'm not sure like what is the criteria.
Is it the same like the old days? You've got to design the network, configure it, and then test it? Or
At
just
that time, it is T-shoot and configuration. There is no design part. Design part, they started with this track, enterprise infrastructure,
so
from
it's a
last year.
configuration and T-shoot then? Okay.
Yes, at that time it was T-shoot, 2 hours of T-shoot and 6 hours of configuration. So total 8 hours we have it.
Okay.
And you need to pass in both. Okay. If you failed in T-shoot and you pass in configuration, you will not get your number.
I see. Right.
Yeah, I have a quick question for the regarding CCNP.
Hmm.
Regarding CCNP, like they have a routing switching CCNP, and they have like a two-part T-suite and So routing and switching, the three part, right?
So right
So
now
they
that
change
exam
it.
is retired. Yes,
Yeah.
they change it. Now it is Encor. If you see my screen.
Yes.
So if you want to pass only CCNP, so you need to give the Encor exam. That is a mandatory exam. This is your core exam. And then out of these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, out of these 6 course exams, you can pass any one of them and you will get your CCNP certificate.
Okay. So if I pass, last time I passed a tissue, then what I have to do?
Nothing.
Just start over?
Yes. Or else you can raise a ticket with the Cisco support and they will let you know if there is any option out of it. But I don't think there is any option.
Okay.
If you pass the CCI written for the last time and if it is in 1.5 years, then you can go directly with the CCI exam.
Okay, if we, let's suppose if we pass 2 constitution exams, so we will have dual CCNP or it will be still the same one CCNP?
That is a single CCNP.
Let's
You
suppose
need
if
to,
I'm doing Enarsi and SDWAN as well, so it will be regarded as one.
Yes, you will get a SD. If you want, you can get a SDWAN certificate alone directly.
Yeah,
Okay.
the thing is, if you take the Encor exam, you get a specialist certificate. You get
Right.
you're seen as a specialist in that Encor. If you take just the NRC exam, you're seen as a specialist. But to attain that level of CCNP enterprise, you have to have both, you know, the Encor and any one of the other 6 listed below. I don't know if that makes sense to you guys. So
No,
for each of the exams you take, you still get 3 certifications anyway.
Yeah, let me rephrase just to put on a CV. If someone has passed Encor and if he has passed 2 concentration exams, so he can write 2 times CCNP or it's just 1 time CCNP?
No, you are one-time CCNP, but you are specialist in the other one. That is not making you CCNP. Let me say, if you pass on call and then you did NRC, you are CCNP. If you add SD1, you become a specialist in SD1. Anything you add on top of it, you become a specialist for that one.
Exactly.
Thank you so much. And one more relevant question is regarding the recertification. Let's suppose if I have passed Encor and one more certificate concentration exam, and in order to recertify, is that only I need to pass one concentration more exam?
So you need to go it here, view recertification policy, CCNP. If you see it, like, let me show you here. CCNP enterprise certification is valid for 3 years. Where it goes, it says enterprise certification valid for 3 years. And then you have a recertification policy. This you can read and then you get it. Each time you complete requirements, let me see what is the requirement. So recertification requirement for the professional: pass 1 technology core exam or pass any 2 concentration exam or pass expert level written exam or lab. So you will be recertified. These 4 things.
All right, thank you so much.
Yes.
Excuse me, Mr. Shen.
Yes.
For recertification for CCIE, you said yesterday about it's 2 years for recertifying for CCIE, right?
Right.
So how do you recertify for CCIE after the 2 years?
Yes.
Do you have to go for the lab or you have to take a rating exam?
So now they make it 3 years again for the CCI exam. Previously it was 2 years, but again they have the 3 years now. And after that, if you see it here, you need to pass 1 expert level written exam. That is you can pass Encor. Okay. Or you need to pass any concentration 3 exams or lab you can give, or pass any 1 core exam and concentration 1 exam. So there
All
are
right, so
options. So
this
everything
is either
is
or,
written.
right? This isn't like pass all these things to get recertified. It's pass one of those things, right?
Sorry, I didn't get you.
Yeah, so I'm saying you either pass one of pass any one
Yes, yes.
expert level,
All,
just one.
all.
You don't have to pass all of it to get
No,
recertified.
no. This is a
All
or
right.
statement.
Okay. Oh,
Okay, guys. So regarding the recertification, everything you guys can go to the Cisco and there's policy for everything. You can read it. Okay. So let's start the today class with the today topic.
So just one question. Do you know how much is the CCIE lab cost now to do it?
Okay. So related.
1,000, I think, $1,200, I think.
yeah, that's about correct.
How much? 1,000?
Yeah, $1,200, I think.
I'm not sure about 1,200 only.
Oh, you're going up
Because
again.
like in 2012, I gave 1,600.
Maybe it's gone up again.
So,
Oh,
anyways, that also you can see it on the Cisco website. They will show you, tell you. Okay. So let's start with the today topic. So guys, those who joined, not joined yesterday, so we covered the basics of BGP. And today we're gonna start with the BGP route reflector topic. But before that, let's do some what you can say revision of that yesterday. So I just need to ask 2-3 questions. So guys, Ebgp versus Ibgp, just a simple difference. What is the difference between Ebgp and Ibgp?
Autonomous system is different. It's EBGP.
One's external, one's internal.
Yes.
And they have different autonomous system
Different
numbers.
autonomous system. It's EBGP.
The administrative distance is different.
Okay. Okay. Just a second, guys. Just a second. Okay, sorry about that. So, so now we need to see how we will prevent the loops in BGP. Okay. So first of all, we will see it for Ebgp. So Ebgp loop prevention. So as you know, Ebgp is between your AS and the neighbor AS. So I have one router here and this is another router. So AS10, for example, I have AS10, then AS20, then AS30, then AS40, AS50, and then it is connected again back to me. So every AS have a single router. Let's assume it. Okay. So if I advertise a traffic, I advertise a prefix, like for example, if I advertise one prefix 1/1/1/1/1, and if I advertise it like to AS20, that is my ISP, and it is also a different ISP, and they are sub ISPs. Okay. So ISP20, ISP30, 40, 50. So if I advertise my prefix to ISP20, it will advertise it to ISP30, it will advertise to 40, it will advertise to 50, and it goes back. And if I start learning it from ISP50 as well, then we are creating a loop. Okay. So now what will happen is I am learning the prefix that I am advertising via a different ISP. So now to prevent this, there is a automatic mechanism in BGP. So if whenever you advertise a prefix, so this is my prefix, it will add the AS path, AS number that it will travel. So it will add AS number 10 in front of it, then it will add AS number 20, it goes to 20, it goes to 30, then it goes to 40, and then it goes to 50. Then after 50, when it comes back to me, my router will check, okay, this is the prefix that I am learning, and I am seeing my own AS in the prefix, in this prefix advertisement. So I came to know like this is the prefix that I originated, or it is like even if it is originated from somewhere else, and it has my own AS, so that means I am learning it from other work. So it will not accept this prefix. It will not accept this route. And this way we are doing loop prevention in Ebgp. Got it, guys?
Yeah.
So now how the loop prevention will happen in Ibgp. So in Ibgp, this is the, like, if you can say, complete. I have my own AS and I have my routers. So R1, R2, R3, R4. Okay, and I am doing advertisement of one prefix, that is again 1111, and I am advertising it to R2. R2 is advertising it to R3. R3 is advertising it to R4, and then R4 again advertise it. So it creates a loop. So how can we avoid it? So to avoid that, we have a principle called split horizon in BGP. And what it says is, if you are learning a prefix from the Ibgp neighbor, if you are learning prefix from Ibgp neighbor, you will not advertise it to other Ibgp neighbor. So now, if that is the case, if I learn the prefix from R1, so I learn the prefix here. So R2 learn the prefix from R1. So what R2 will do, it will not advertise that prefix to R3 neither. So even if R3 is not having the prefix, so again, your prefix will not go further. But then that is the problem is, if my R3 wants to reach, to R1 prefix, so how it can reach it? Okay. So because of this condition we have in BGP, we have a requirement to make it full mesh. And what do you mean by full mesh is, between all routers, we need to create Ibgp peering. So now we have a Ibgp peering between R1 and R2. This is our one Ibgp peering that we can create. Then between R2 and R3, we can create Ibgp. Between R3 and R4, R4 and R1. And also there is a difference between Ebgp and Ibgp is, you can create Ibgp peering between non-directly connected neighbors as well. So we can create Ibgp between R1, R2, R3, and also we can create Ibgp peering between R4 and R2. Now again, how can we create the Ibgp peering between the non-directly connected neighbors? This is because BGP runs over TCP. Here, your IP reachability you need to provide, and once you have a reachability, then it can do the peering, because it will run on top of TCP. Okay. So now IP reachability, how can we provide the IP reachability? So we have protocols that we can use, like EIGRP, we can use OSPF, we can use, these are the other protocols, and ISIS we can use. So these are the protocols that we can use to provide the IP reachability. Those are you, even you, if you want, you can do the static routing as well. But again, that if it goes messy, if you are having a lot of routers. Got it, guys? Up to here, any issue?
Yeah.
So now, due to the split, because we need to avoid loops, we create there is a split horizon rule. Now to avoid the split horizon, we will create the full mesh. But again, this full mesh will also create problem. What is the problem that it is creating? It is like, if you talk about the service provider networks, those are the very big networks, and they run a lot of routers. So if you connect each router with each other, okay, so you need to do the full mesh of peering with each other, and the number of peering goes from n minus 1 upon 2. That is your n here denotes your router numbers. So if I talk about in this topology, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 routers. So 10 minus 1 by 2. 45, right? So 45 peerings we need every router. At every router we need to do 45 peerings to connect with each other. So that will be very difficult to get these number of peerings. And the other problem is we ran into a problem where we will be high CPU utilization and memory utilization. Okay, so total number of peering that we are creating in the topology are 45, and it should be connect to each other. So every router will create 9 peerings. Okay, as this is a topology of 10 routers. So it will connect to each other, 9 peerings for each router and 45 total peerings. So this will create a resource problem. So now how can we, so we are getting a solution and we are again creating a problem out of that solution. So to avoid that, we have two options. So full mesh problem. So for full mesh problem,
Shank, if every router is creating a peering, then almost 80 come, no?
Sorry?
80. If every router creates pairing, then
divide by 2.
The formula is okay. But for this example which you are saying, every router which is creating 9 pairings, then 10 into 9 is equal to 90.
But again, when you go for every router now, then some peerings will overlap. Do not worry about that. Okay. So now full mesh problem. How we can solve this full mesh problem? So to solve the full mesh problem, we have two options. One is your route reflector, and this is a CCI topic, route reflector. It has very basics in CCNP, and in CCI we will cover it in depth. And one topic is confederation. So route reflector is what a route reflector says. It says, okay, I am your boss. So for example, we have 10 routers again. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So now suppose I make one as a route reflector. So now what it says, do not peer with each other, just peer with me. So actually logically you are creating a hub and spoke topology. Okay guys, so any disadvantage of using that? Anyone can suggest?
Yeah, if reflector server is down, then everything's down because everything has to pass through RR server to our client.
Okay, so single point of failure. This is the first thing. Anything else?
CPU utilization is heavy.
That is okay. That's why we are creating that router. We will take the heavy router.
Needs
With
to
lot
be a
of
VT router to be able to handle all those data.
But again, we are taking the router which is capable of handling it. There are all the models we have in the market.
Routing table will increase.
Okay, that you can say, but one of the most important.
We can reduce.
Sorry?
There's no redundancy or failover.
Okay. And then we have one option like suboptimal routing path. Sometimes what happen is, even if you have a direct connectivity, you need to go via route reflector, or else you can go directly as well. It depends on how you configure things. Again, to address these both issues, we can create one more router as a route reflector, and then we can do the peering with that. So this solves our first problem. And to do the suboptimal routing problem, we have other option, like we will create a direct link and it will go directly. So route reflector is only in your control plane. Your data can flow directly if it has a data plane. Like your data, if it has a direct route, it can go directly. Okay. Then second is your confederation topic. Confederation is what we are doing is, this is the problem because we are in the single AS, right?
Yeah.
If we break this AS into two different AS, so this is one and I am creating two different AS out of it. So now these routers I will put it in different AS, these routers I will put it in different AS. So now I create two AS out of it, AS 30, AS 40. So now my problem will at least reduced, right? So
Yeah.
this is what confederation do. It will create
Yeah.
your sub.
Dividing.
Will it not increase our cost because we have to buy, we have got to assign the AS number from?
You can use the private AS number inside confederation. So your main AS will be single. Let me draw it. Yes. So your main AS will be like AS number, whatever is 100. And then in here, you will do the private. So 65,512 and 65,513. So you can use the private AS.
So
Okay.
it is a one more. What is a one more logical group?
You can create as many of you want. If you want to break it in 4, you can do it.
Yeah, but if one of the route reflectors goes down, would that still would the other route reflector jump in to help the others?
Yes,
Or
so that I will
get
show
that
you.
part.
Yeah, my one question is,
Mm.
I have one question. If you are logically dividing and to different AS number, will not be there any problem regarding exterior routes or preferred our
So
interior
these
routes?
again, all your rules then now applied. Now these two AS routers are exteriorly neighbor. So now whatever the Ebgp rules that will apply inside this AS. Got it, guys?
Yeah, in Ebgp, we, the exterior are preferred our interior, our IGBP routes, isn't it?
Yeah, we have an order of preference. We have an
Yeah.
origin of preference where we will use it, right?
Hi. My question is, hello.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. In the public AS, we had created private ASs. So we can communicate private AS with public AS.
Yes. So what happen is when your traffic goes out of your AS, it will strip your private AS. Your traffic only get AS 100 only.
So while we are communicating with 65532,
your edge router only knows about this private AS. It keeps entry of it.
Okay.
So basically, AS number doesn't change; it stays the same within the AS.
Yes.
AS
So
number.
for other organization, it will not see your private AS. It is inside your organization, and your inside router is only able to see it. Once you are sending it out of your inside AS, it will strip it.
Yeah. My question is the configuration part is same or is any difference or any commands will be added on to while communicating
Definitely. Like after
public and
doing the
private?
no, the public and private that is same. That is not a issue. Okay, it is just a AS number we are putting. If we put 65512 and then 5534, so this is my private AS range. So it automatically knows this is a private.
Sorry, there's too much background noise. We can hardly make out what you're saying.
Guys, can you mute yourself, please? Those who don't want to speak, please mute. Thank you. Okay, so again, your private AS number is in this range. As soon as you put it, command is same. Okay. But again, for doing the configuration, you need to give some extra commands. Okay, guys. So now our today topic is we will cover the route reflector. So any question up to here? Any other question?
What made you look into multiple AS? Because you say that route reflector is a single point. So okay, no. Generally, what happens is that you can have an active and a passive kind of a setup where the other router will become active in case if the route reflector goes down. So just
Here,
mention that.
there is no concept of active and passive. Both route reflector will as your active. It is like what is your client and from where it is learning. If it is learning from single route reflector, it will not learn from other. Once it is goes down, it will start learning from the other. It is just a dual redundancy you are giving. So I will show you that in the lab.
Hey, did you say that the private range is from 65572? Is that something?
551212. That is one.
So router reflector
It
you
started
can
from
say it's like
645.
design designated router in SPF. Same concept.
Sorry.
Route reflector. We can say it's like same designated board designated router in OSPF.
No, yeah, you can say it like that in the designated router, but there's some other different concept related to that.
So here in router reflective, the update it will come into router reflective, and router reflective it will pass to another router.
Yes, it will pass to the client. Whoever is the client, it will pass it. So let me show this thing. This I have a scenario. No problem.
Because see, we can consider it's like a server router reflector.
Yes, hub and spoke topology. You can consider it.
Yeah.
So we are creating a logical hub and spoke topology. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so let's start the lab. So I've created one topology here. If you see my screen. Okay, so let me take a screenshot of it and let me first tell you what we are able to do it here. Open with paint. Okay guys, so here what I will do is I will create R1 as a route reflector. Okay, and this is complete. I have a single AS. Okay, this is my AS number. I can say 10. So I will configure R1 as a route reflector and R4 are the clients of this route reflector. Okay, R4 and R5. So these are the clients, C and C. Then I will configure R2 as a route reflector. And then these are the clients out of it. Okay. So here I am doing the single point of failure only. So if my route reflector gone, client will not able to do it. Okay. Reach any other thing. Then I will configure later on this as my client, which is connected to the dual route reflector. Like it is a client of this route reflector as well. This is a client of this route reflector as well. And same thing here. Okay. In below. So if my link goes down, I will cut one link and still it is able to reach the prefix that this one is advertisement via this route reflector. Okay. And what we will do is we will then make these route reflector as a like with each other. Okay. And then what I will do if we got more time, because I guess half an hour we done in the Q&A. So if we got time, I will make this as a route reflector. And these are my clients. So again, see, this is a dual role. This router is client for this R1 and R2, and this is again a route reflector for these clients R9 and R10. So this is the whole setup that I will try to do it. And guys, remember this is a CCIE thing, so be ready to stretch the time as well. And so let's get started. Okay. And again, we will do some configuration in Notepad and then we will paste it again. This will save our time as well. So right now I just have the console of the routers, but I have not configured anything. Even you not have the host name as well. Okay, so and again for the IP addressing, whatever the router numbers, I will just use the 10 subnet, and then the, like if it is between 1 3, so I will use 1 3 and then 0, and then whatever is the router number with the /24. I also create one loopback of every router. Got it, guys? Any issue up to here?
No, sir.
Please just explain again the scenario of IP addressing. Is 10.1.3 is that between route 1 and 3 and then 0 and then 1, yeah?
Yes. So what is 10 is I will take for everything. Okay. For every network, the first octet I will use 10. The second octet I will use the router number. So if it is between 1 3, I will use 1 3. If it is between 1 2, I will use 1 2 here. If it is used between 2 3, so lower and higher. 23, like that way I will use the second octet. Third octet is always 0, and then fourth octet, whatever is the router number, I will take that IP with the /24. Okay.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Okay. So it will not make it small. So let me see what I can do. Okay, guys, so it is clear for everyone. And let me increase some font size as well here so that you don't have any problem. Okay, so we will first configure the R1. So enable config terminal, because it is a lot of configuration. So I will do it like what I will do is first I will configure one peering. I will show you directly, and then others we can do the copy paste. Okay, enable config T. So for first of all, we need to configure our IGP protocol. That is, I will use OSPF as a IGP protocol to configure the basic reachability. So what I will do is I will do router OSPF 10, and then fail to allocate router ID. Okay, no problem. Let me first configure the IP addresses. So interface. Let me do it for the notepad only. Interface ETH. So let me configure 0.1 first, or we will start with 0 by 0. IP address is 12.10.12.0. And if we are on the 1, so 255.255.255.0, then no shut, then interface loopback. We will create loopback later, and then we have interface number ETH 0/1. IP address is 10.14.0.1 255.255.255.0. No shut. (0/2). So it is connected between 15. 0/1/0. It is connected between 18. Then what left? 0 1 2 3. 3 is left. It is 3 is connected to 13. So between this, then interface loopback 0 IP address. Let me take, this is the first router, so 1.0.1.1.1 with the slash. Let me take the /8. Then okay, so this is my IP addressing. Let me configure the first IP addressing. So let's go to R1. I hope your font is visible for everyone for this as well, right?
Yep.
Okay. Yes, clear.
Show IP interface brief. You see, we configured the IP address, all are up. we configured the loopback as well. Okay, so now next move on to router OSPF 10, and let me configure it here directly so you guys can see it. Router OSPF 10 config T router OSPF 10. Then we will advertise all the networks that we have. Okay. So this is, and I'm doing just using the area 0, that is the flat area. So
In host name.
yes, host name also we need to change. Host name R1. So let me put it here as well. Host name is R1. Okay, router OSPF network. Okay, so this we done. Now we'll go to the BGP configuration. So router BGP 10, we will use the 10, and then we will do the neighbor statements. Neighbor, so what will be my neighbor? It will be like remote and IP. So 10.14.0.4, and remote AS is again 10. Okay, and now to specify R1 as a route reflector, we have a command that is neighbor route reflector client. So this is the command which is making R1 as a route reflector of R4 and R5. Okay, so this I have done for R4. Now we need to done for R5. So my subnet is 15 with 5, and this is the command with for 15 and 5. So now do show history. Okay, I'm in router. Problem, it is not taking. So router BGP 10. But let me copy paste it fast from here. And again, route reflector client. Okay, so this is the configuration we done it. We will save the configuration. Now this is for the R1. So our R1 is set. Now we will go to R4.
Can
So
use peer groups to save the configuration if you want.
We can do it, but I like some people are newly joined and I don't want to like do the like they can be confused out of it.
No, that's fine. Thanks so much.
Yeah, that's why I am not using. So, but in the CCI lab again, what is the requirement? We will do it. So for now, we will go to R4. We will just quickly change the thing. So E0 by 0, that is in the same subnet, but the IP is R4. Then we have R4 subnet E0 by 1. We don't have it, so we can remove it. Then E0 by 2, that is the IP between 45. So subnet is 45. We are at R4, so 4. Guys, if I may do any mistake in a hurry, so let me know. I will do it. Okay, this is we need it. We only have 2 interfaces. Then we need a loopback. So our loopback will be 4, 4, 4, and 4. And again, one thing I forgot. I need to advertise my loopback as well in R1. So config T router BGP 10. So if you forgot your router BGP number, you can put 100 and then it will tell you it is already running with 10. So no issues. So network, what is my network? 1.1.0. Okay. So this is also, we need to put it. So here I will do network command 1.0.0. So I am advertising the loopback at every router. Okay.
Oh, no need to use netmask.
Are you not going to advertise the WAN?
Sorry?
Actually,
Are you not going to advertise the WAN?
What WAN?
The WAN between R1 and R3 and WAN.
No, I'm just advertising the loopback only. This is the
Okay.
only prefix I will do the reach only pings between the loopbacks to just save the time and all.
Okay. Because if physical goes down, so it starts
Yes, and
availability.
regarding the question related to the net mask, so automatically the one is the subnet which is in the class A. I configure, that's why I configure /8 here. So there is no need of giving the mask.
So it will consider
Shashank, is it
/8?
for R4 Ethernet 0.0 IP address will be 10.12 or 14?
Yeah, that is 14. That's what I was saying. Okay.
So router it will consider like /8.
Yeah, in BGP it will do it. No problem.
So if there is a subnetting, so should I mention the netmask?
Yes, if you are putting it here 24/24, you need to give the mask here, and then you need to give the mask. Okay, like that.
Okay, fine.
Okay, so this is what we done. Oh yeah, again, let me save this as well. So BGP RR. Okay, so this is 14.4, there's 45. Okay, it is correct, everything is correct. Okay, now we are here. Okay, up to here we done it. So we need to create the remote. No need of giving the client statement here. Okay, so it is only having the single BGP peering with R1. Okay, it will not create any other BGP peering, because again we are not using the Ibgp peering between each other router. It is only do the Ibgp peering with your route reflector. So this is the only statement that comes. Got it, guys?
Yeah.
And this is the remote IP. So
Yeah,
remote IP is this. So now we will paste this configuration on R4. So let me type the okay. So as you can see, my OSPF.
The loopback router 4.
Sorry?
Router 4 advertise the loopback.
Yes, I forgot it. Thanks. So network 4.4.4.4 4.0.0.0. That's it. Only I need to advertise. So router BGP 10 network 4.0.0.0. Okay, guys, let me see the neighborship. So we have two protocols enabled. One is OSPF, show IP OSPF neighbor. We can do, and we can see we have a neighbor ID that is 1. So I'm creating a neighborship with my router 1, and it is in full state. That means it is good. We have a neighbor address, we have a dead timer, and it is on the Ethernet 0. So now I will see the BGP neighbor, show IP BGP neighbor, show IP BGP summary. Oh, let me increase it so you will get it on the full one page. Okay, so this is my neighbor 10.14.0.1 version 4 AS number, everything we have, and I'm landing it a single prefix. So show IPBGP if I do it. So now see it here. Here you have a star sign, asterisk sign, that is your valid route. This is a valid route. Now greater than sign, this is your what we can say is next hop is valid, and this is the best route. Okay, so if you see it here, you will get these two. Then this I is internal. That means you are getting this route via Ibgp. This I will tell you that you are getting the route via Ibgp, and this I is getting like this is advertising by a network command. Okay, so this is a difference between those two.
That means this is the best path?
Yeah, the best path is this.
Yeah.
Okay. So then this is
the path I will be Ibgp.
yeah, this I is this I is telling this is the Ibgp route. Okay.
What
And
about
this
path I?
path in this is telling that it is originated via your IGP, or you can say it is via network command. If I do the redistribution, it will show me this. So this is the origin code, how it is originating. Okay. So always remember. So how you can remember is, as this come first, see it here. As this come last, see it here. Okay. And these are the metrics, attributes, local preference that we will not talk in this class. So we will talk it in later. Okay. So now show IP route. If I do it, so I am learning a route. So if I do the ping to 1111, I am able to ping it. Okay. If I do the trace 1111, I can do it. Numeric keyword, I'm just putting it so that it will not do the DNS lookup. Okay, so it is going directly to the 14.0.1.1. Okay, guys. So any issue up to here? Okay. So now we will go a little fast and do the configuration of other routers as well, because our main motive is here need to show you the route reflector things. So R5, then Ethernet 0 by 0. I have the subnet 15 with 5, then Ethernet 0/2, 45 we have with 5. Loopback, I am running 5, 5, 5, 5. OSPF 10 is good, BGP 10 is good. My neighbor is 15.0.0.1 and my network is 5. Okay. And this is the way, like in CCIE exam as well, you need to be that much fast because you have to configure everything. Okay. So let me put one more exit here. Show IP OSPF neighbor. You have both the neighbors with 4 and 1 as well, and then show IP Bgp summary. You are learning two prefix, show IP Bgp. Okay, guys. So now I am learning the prefix, but those are not best. Can anyone tell me why?
I think it's the, you have to mention the next hop self.
Yes, because we are not having the valid next hop. Okay. That is the
So you
issue.
need to use the command next hop self.
Yes, so that's why I intentionally not put it before so that I can show you guys. So if I go to show run section BGP, this is the other way by which fastly you can do it. You can just paste it here, then just take it here, this, next hop self, next hop self. Okay, so now let's see it again. So now they have the I sign. So now they are valid.
Sorry, I thought you did next up self only on the loopback address, no?
No, we are not doing any neighborship with the loopback address. We are doing it with the physical address. Loopback address is only we are advertising. So if you see it here, this is a network statement. It is different with from the neighbor statement.
But for the loopback, sir, don't we need update source command?
No, because I am not creating neighborship with the loopback. I am doing it with the physical link.
Okay. I'm with you now. Okay, that's what we normally do in full mesh.
Yes.
When we do
I
full mesh,
understand.
and then we do this one.
If you do it with the loopback, then you need to update source and you need to give the multi-hop command as well. So let me paste these next hop commands as well here. Okay guys. So let me do the ping to the 1.1.1. I'm able to ping. Let me do the ping to 4.4.4.4 and let me do the trace route to 4.4.4.4 numeric. So guys, see here, interesting thing we have. Are you able to tell me from where it is going? So if I talk about my topology,
R4.
yes. So it is going directly. Let me show you one thing here. This is my topology. This is my R4. This is my R1. This is my R5. So now the point here is R1 is my route reflector. So it is sending me the route that it is receiving from R4. So it is sending the route. Okay. But I have a direct path. So if I have a direct path, I can go directly. So that is the most important thing. That is your data plane is independent of your route reflector. Router reflector, it is in your control plane only. It is not in your data plane. It can be in your data plane, but by default, it is in, if you have a direct path, it can go directly. Got it, guys? This is the most important concept here. Any issue here?
Would you explain it one more for that?
See.
So the router one has a router reflectors, and router 5 is directly connected to router 4, and it's not connecting going to the router 1. It's going to router 4, right? So is there any way to we could direct to the router 1?
You can share the link between R1 and R5.
Okay.
Okay. Or else you can manipulate the distance and you can manipulate the metric and then you can do it. Okay.
All right. Thank you.
So path manipulation you can do. That's why we use the BGP. It has this very solid power to do the path manipulation.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
We need to give R1 as a route reflector server. Is it mandatory?
No. We only need to put the route reflector client. That's it. It will make the route reflector.
Okay. So
if I do route reflector server is for different thing. Okay. That is not for this.
Yeah, Mr. Shan.
Yes.
Yes. This idea you just showed, is this the idea for BGP prefix independent convergence for when you want to do fast reroutes, FRR?
Yes. So fast reroute is a different concept. It is actually to get a backup route already installed in your table. Okay. So that is a completely different concept. That is nothing to do with
You know, when you mentioned the data plane that for the reflector, you do not have it in you only have it in the control plane.
Right. But again, the point that you are saying like fast convergence, what it has to do is it has to get the other route as well in case your primary route fails. So that is a different concept.
Yeah, it's also a bit confusion. Can you please explain to me that control plane? What I understand is that it's RIB table. So in this case, it's just directly going to fib no, it's not going to RIB. It's going to FIB. Yeah.
No, that is not the point. Fib and rib is a different thing. Okay. Rib is your routing table. Fib is your replica of routing table in the fast cache. Okay.
Yeah.
So that is the SAF. You can. So if I do the show IP SAF here, let me show it on the R5. So I will do show IP SAF and I will do the show IP SAF for 4444. So now see here. It is having a next hop directly. It is getting the next hop directly from this. Okay. That's why it is going directly. And even if you see show IP BGP, it is learning. Okay.
Okay.
But it is not changing the next hop. Okay, guys. So let's move on to the next thing that we have. Okay, yeah, let me, I am showing you one thing here in the R1. If I do show IP.
Mr. San, real quick, we are applying a command route reflectors client only on router 1, right?
Yes, on the route reflector it only. So
what we don't apply that on router 5 and 4.
No, that is only the simple neighborship you need to create. That is this command only. That's it.
Yeah, neighbors like advertising.
Yes, that is the only thing you need to rotate here.
All right,
here,
so thank you.
Yes. So
excuse
now
me, excuse me, Mr. Shan.
Mm.
I just had the same question. So does that make router 1 as a client, right reflector client, or a right reflector server?
No, that is what it is saying. It is making a route reflector. Okay.
So router 1 is a right reflector with that command.
Yes. What?
Okay.
See the command.
Yeah. Let me rephrase.
Neighbor is your route reflector client.
Basically, let me rephrase. Basically, what we're doing is we're just giving one command, only command on the hub, and pointing towards to the client. Yeah.
Guys, try to read the if you read the command, this command is not for this router. This is for the neighbor. In R1,
exactly.
I am
We're just pointing it here.
Yes, to the neighbor. That my neighbor is route reflector client. I am not the route reflector client. Okay. And once you do it, that I am showing you. If you see the prefix that I am learning it
is there
from
any
R4.
loop will be forms?
No, loop will not form. Because again, I will tell you why it is not formed. Okay. So now if you see it here, this is the prefix I am learning from R4. Okay. I am seeing it on the route reflector. So you can see I am receiving this prefix from my client. That is my route reflector client. Got it, guys? I only have one path. That is the best path.
Yes, clearly.
Yes. And this is from where I am learning. This is the router ID of it. That's it. Internal path, best path, and these are my metrics, which we not care as of now, right now. Okay, guys. So
thank you.
So it makes R1 as the route reflector server automatically when we define clients.
Yes, you can say it like that, but there is a command route reflector server which will do something else. So that is not related to here. You can say it is a hub, or you can say a route reflector. There is no word like route reflector server. It is used for something else.
Okay.
Okay, guys. So this is what we done. This portion, left portion. Let's start digging into the right portion. So just need to copy the complete thing. Copy. We will paste it again. We will do fastly the changes. Guys, if I do any mistake, just let me know as I go very fast. Ethernet 0/0, we have between 12. Okay, I am on 2. Then E 0/1, that is between 27. I am on 2. Then E0/2, that is between 26. Again 2. Then we have E2 1/0, that is, let me see it again, 26. Okay. Then 1/0, that is between 28. and again it is 2, then 0 by 3, that is 23. Okay, then what else we have?
2.
Yes, we need to put it to loop back. 2, 2, 2, 2. Then OSPF, it is good. Then neighbor. So here our neighbor is 26 with 6. We just need to copy it. And then we have 27 with 7. Okay, and 27 with 7 with 7, 27. And then this is the network, that is 2. So now we will move on to the R6 first. Host name, I have changed the host name above as well, right? R6, then Ethernet 0 by 0, we have 26 with 6, then Ethernet 0 by 1 I have, which is 67 with 6, and then loopback I have 6 dot 6 dot 6 dot 6. OSPF is good. BGP, then we have a neighborship with 26 with remote is 2, and then we have network is 6. Then let's move on to R7. Host name is 7. Ethernet 0 by 0, we have 27 by 7. Ethernet 0 by 2, we have 67 by 7. Then we have this 7, 7, 7, 7. Then node is okay. Here neighborship is between 27 and we have 7, and then network is 7. Okay guys, so let me put it on the R2 first. So we'll go to the R2. Okay, my line protocols are up. Then let's go to R6 and paste it here. And let's see the things first, because if I configure R7, then it show IP OSPF neighbor. So it is in two-way, it's not got up. Show Ipbgp summary, not learning prefix because my OSPF is in two-way. So we have done anything wrong here?
Don't we need to change the networks?
Okay, it is gone now. Show IP OSPF neighbor, it is in full. Now BGP also got up. Show IP BGP. Also we are learning a prefix. No, we are not learning. Oh, I forgot it, yes. But we configured it, right? Network, we configured it here. Also here we configured it. So again, it takes some time, but it get it. So now I have a connectivity to ping. So it is good. My R6 is good. Let's go with R7. Show IP OSPF neighbor. It will go via xstart to full. Okay. Then your show Ipbgp summary. So my BGP membership is not up yet. So it takes some time, but it will be up soon. So run section BGP. Yes, we configure. Oh, where are my network statements? Or 1 or 4 or 5. Neighbor command. Where is my neighbor command here? I guess I have it, but it is not taking it. Okay, no problem. Let me paste it again.
I think we are not put it a neighbor client command. We have put it already.
Yeah, this is on the edge system. I'm doing it. Wait. Cannot configure the local system as okay. IP I am taking wrong. I need to give 2. That is the issue. So I need to put it 2 here only. That is the only issue. Show Ipbgp summary. Okay, show Ipbgp. I am learning the prefix. Now let me ping. Which one I need to ping? Let me see the diagram so you guys can see it. So we can ping 2222 and we can ping 6666. Okay, and do the trace to 6666. Numeric. It is going directly, which is the default behavior. It's okay. Let me save it. Let me save it here. Okay, guys. So now again, this is the same thing we configured here and here. Now let me show you one thing.
पैर मुड़ गया था.
Guys, can you please mute who is not speaking? Okay. So now if you see on the R4, show Ipbgp, what I am learning? I am learning the route of the 1. I am learning the route of the 4. I am learning the route of the 5. Okay. So now what I will do is I will configure the link between R1 and R2 as a Ibgp link. And after that, these both can be like a route reflectors, and they can send each other clients information to each other. Okay. You got the objective? Neighbor 10.12.0.2 and remote AS is 10. And if I go to R2, router BGP10 neighbor 10.12.0.1 remote AS is 10. So let the Ibgp appearing between these two come up. So now it comes up. So now if you go here and see, so now see here, you are learning the 5, 6, 7 prefixes as well. So before that, you are learning 1, 4, 5. Now you are learning 6 as well, 2 as well, and 7 as well. So let me show you one thing. Show Ipbgp 7.0.0.0. See guys, so there are 2 attributes that I want to discuss it here. One is originator and other one is cluster list. So now what is the role of these attributes? These attributes will come only in picture when you have the route reflector. So now the first attribute is originator. It will tell you who is actually originating the route. So in our case, as you see, we are pinging the loopback, like we are seeing the loopback of R7 router. So that is the R7 is originating it. So it tells like who will originate it. The second option that we have is the cluster list. Cluster list is telling is like from where, which route reflector I am learning it. So it has the route reflector ID. So first of all, the route is learning via 2222. And after that, it is learning via 1111. And if I connect one more route reflector, for example, R3, I can make route reflector and R3 also advertise it. So based on the cluster list, route reflector will do your loop prevention. Got it, guys?
Yes, Dr. Mr. Shank, I'd like to ask the situation whereby a link between R1 and R2 goes down. If we don't have the updates command, the update source loop back command, or we indicate a pair group, we won't get this routes, right?
Right. So in that case, I will make R3 as a route reflector as well. Okay. And in that case, if I put the link between R1 and I will do the Ibgp pairing with R3 and R1 and R2 and R1 as well. So let me show you on the board.
Yeah, please, can you explain this again? It's just gone over the head.
So the question is, it has clients. This is the client 1, this is the client 2, and it has clients. Okay. So this is the client 1 and this is the client 2, and we have only a single link here. Okay. If it goes down, so this client reachability will be completely broken. So C1, if I can say it's like here C3 and C4. So your C3 will not able to reach C1. Your C3 will not able to reach C2, right? Right or wrong, guys?
Yes, that's my question is.
Yes. So what I will do is I will take one more router. Right now I am doing Ibgp here. Okay. These are the two route reflectors what I have. So what I will do is I will take one more router. I will take route reflector, and then I will do the Ibgp pairing between these two links.
So can you just explain once more, what is the command between road reflector to road reflector?
It is just a Ibgp pairing. Let me show you the command.
So there is no specific command for it.
Nothing command we have it. It is just a simple this command. That's it. Neighbor command. No route reflector. Nothing we need to specify. It's just a normal Ibgp pairing. So now now the point here is, if this link goes down, so now what happen is the traffic goes like this. It will go via this, and via this. Same way your C4. So this is how the redundancy you can take care of.
Yeah, please, can you just explain again this, the cluster part, cluster 2.2.1 and 1, please?
Yes. So what is happening here is, if you see it here on the R4, I am learning a route from the R7. Okay. This is my topology. This is my route. Okay. And let me see if I can squeeze it between here as well. So you guys need, okay. So what is happening here is, this is my R6, this is my R7, this is my R2, this is my R1, and this is my R5. Okay, you guys not able to see R1 and R5. Let me put it more here. Okay, so now what is happening is, I am sending a route from R2 to R7. R7 is sending it to R1, and R1 is sending to R5. So now here is, there are two attributes. One is originator, which will tell who is originating the route. So now in our case, R7 is originating it. Okay. So R7 has a route which is originating it. So it will put this attribute. And then the next attribute that we have is the cluster. So the route reflectors, it will go via route reflector. So as many as route reflector it will go, it will add it to the cluster list. So my BGP router ID of this route reflector is 2222 and it is 1111 here. Okay, so now first my route is going from this to this, it adds this ID. So what you can see it here. Then after that it goes to this you can see it, it will add it to here, and then from here it will go to R5. Got it,
Okay, so
guys?
basically, it will first write down the one which comes first. It will come second, and the first one, later one.
Yes. Now let's assume this is the link. Okay, and this is also R3. If you can see it here, R3 is also my route reflector. Okay, so now in this topology I have 3 route reflectors. One is here, another one is here, another one is here. Okay, so now what will happen here is, if R7 is this send the traffic, it will go to this, it will go via this as well. Okay, so now this will also advertise it, and then if it is taking that route, this can create a loop in your route reflector topology as well. So what cluster list will do, as you can see it here on the R1, on the R4, as the route reflector see, like I am getting this route from R2, it is already having the cluster ID. Okay, so it will not prefer the route again from the R3.
But Shashank, we are not yet configured R3, right?
Yeah, we not configure it. It is just a case that I am telling you. Okay, if it is getting the route from, if I configure the R3 as a route reflector as well, it will not take it. So this is the loop prevention mechanism of route reflector, the cluster list, by which it can do the loop prevention. Got it, guys?
Excuse me.
Mm.
So will the path choose one route reflector instead of the other one automatically, even if you configure R3 as a route reflector? It will decide between the two paths which one to choose.
Yes, it can choose. So from wherever it will get a route with the lowest metric, right? So BGP best path selection will happen, and it is learning via the best path. So from where it has the best path, it will learn via that path only.
Okay.
Because by default, BGP will not do multi-pathing. Okay, it is just install the best one route.
But
so if you can see right now, okay, yeah, one question.
No, I was saying, but we can also manipulate the path we want, right?
Yes, so
Increasing
that's why, yeah, if you see it here, show Ipbgp summary, I can show you. Okay, not in the summary, show Ipbgp. These are the metric, local preference, weight. So we need to change these things to make it the best. Okay, so if I see now, show you guys this route here. So on the R1, it is from the cluster list only this. So what it is seeing, okay, the route is originating from 7777, but I am getting it from the other route reflector and it has the cluster list R2. Got it? So once the route is coming again from the R3, it will have the cluster list 2222 and 3333. So it is okay. I already have a route with the cluster list 2222. Why I will not learn it via R3. Got it, guys? So this is the loop prevention for your route reflector.
There will be a 2 entry, right? Like which is showing originator.
Yes. There will be 2 entry, but the best will be 1.
Yeah, Shashank, my doubt is the client should be connected directly to the route reflected servers, or
sorry?
Hello. If the client devices R7 and R6 should be directly connected to R2?
No, it is not needed. If you are making the IBGP peering, you can make it over the other infrastructure as well. You need to provide the IP reachability.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Sorry, can I ask a question, please?
Yeah, sure. Tell me.
If the R1, R3, and R2 are inside our LAN, Ibgp, and we don't want to use Bgp configuration inside our LAN, can we use the OSPF and to be able to connect them together?
So you can do it. You can use the OSPF as well inside it. But for the service provider networks, if you're doing the MPLS and you need to create the, there is some requirement for the Ibgp only in the
Yes.
MPLS network.
And then advertise the BGP and R2 and R1.
Not get that point.
Well, if they are R8, R3, R1, and R2 are inside the LAN, and our demarcation point for the BGP is two interfaces in R1 and two interfaces in R2, then we can advertise them within the LAN through the OSPF.
Right, you can do it, but the BGP is where you are using when you are connecting with the ISPs, and or if you need to do the lot of manipulation or path manipulation inside your network. So it is totally up to you. But for the service provider, it is a requirement to run the MPLS, to do the peering over MPLS. Like if I need to do the peering between R9 and R8, I need to run some protocol which is BGP, and also the inside the router, I will not run BGP. So that is a completely different
That's a different concept. That's a BGP free core inside the service provider network, a labeling based where they do the forwarding for on the base of label.
Yes, for that we need to run the multi-protocol BGP and all
Yeah,
those
BBG,
stuff.
Ethernet communities, and different things. Yeah.
You can run the VRF on top of it to go to different customers.
Yes, right. So that is again okay. So guys, have you got
I think
this
that
point?
is the prerequisite for MPLS. First thing is there must be IGP
Yes,
inside service
and
core,
even in the
and then
IGP, you can only run OSPF and ISIS. Right now, there is no support of EIGRP.
yeah. And
So
I think
after the IGP, you need to run the BGP, and then over over the IBGP, this IGP, OSPF, you need to run the MPLS. Then over the MPLS, you can create the multi-protocol BGP
and
peering.
then I think first one is IGP, second one is VRF, I think.
Right. But
yeah,
do not
VRF,
go
and
in those things,
yeah,
because again, that is a complete different.
then CE to PE, any connectivity, static or whatever it is, and then the 6 steps, I think. Yeah.
Yes. Steps. So when we do the
Hopefully-
MPLS class, we will do it. No problem.
So I just wanted to make an observation. Hopefully you will go into a little bit more detailed fashion during the class, because a lot of these gentlemen sound like they know what they're watching, but probably a bunch of us don't know what you guys are doing in detail. So
Yes,
just wanted to
so
make that
that is what I
observation.
was saying. Like previously, I need to tell you what is the OSPF, how we configure the OSPF. So that is the point, guys. So
Thank
we
you.
will start from the very basics. That is the only point, because right now we doing the BGP topic. So BGP always come when you do the IGP, that is your OSPF, EIGRP, and all those stuff. But again, as for the topic of this class, or the first day we done the BGP, that's why I'm taking this one. Okay.
Yeah, I had a question.
I have-
Will you be repeating BGP when the class officially starts in sequence?
Yes.
Okay.
Everything I will repeat. This is just a demo class. Okay, but I want you guys to clear the route reflector concept today itself. Yes, tell me.
Hello?
Yeah,
Yes,
tell
I
me.
just joined the meeting and I don't know if I'm in the right room or not. But this is the CCIE class, correct?
Yes, but we almost covered like 1.5 hours, so you are welcome. And
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
okay.
I'm late.
And we
Yeah,
are doing the route reflector topic. Okay, guys. So
Okay.
let's move on to the R3. Now I will make R3 both as a client of R1 as well as R2. Okay, so that is some different concept. So now let's move on to R3. Okay, let me take one configuration from here. Host name R3 interface is 0 by 0. What we have is 13, and dot 3, then no shirt, and we have interface 0 by 1. And what we have here is 23.3. Then loopback we have, that is 3.3.3.3. OSP have we done. Okay, so now for BGP we need to configure 10.13.0.3. remote AS is 10. So this is towards my first route reflector, and I will create one more statement as I am on the client. So I am not giving any route reflector client statement.
Neighbor will be 1, right? 1 and 2.
Yes, so it will be 1, it is a 2, or here it is 23. Okay, and network is 3. So that's it. So now let me show you.
Excuse me.
Yes.
You know, R3 has a route reflector now.
R3 is not a route reflector. I'm making it a client. I'm not making it. Yes,
Okay.
I'm just making it a client.
Okay.
I will after this I just need to tell you one concept, and then we will do it. Or
Okay.
else what I can do is, let me do just a second. No router BGP 10. I just remove the BGP part. Let me configure R3 later on. Let's do configure R8, because R3 I will configure route reflector for you guys. So okay, so for here, let me first create R8. R8, what we have R8 E0 by 0. We have subnet with 18.8, and we have 0 by 1. We have subnet of 28. Okay, with 8. And loopback, I have 8.8.8.8. Okay, then here it is 18, and here it is 28, and now my network is 8. So this is, let me configure this one first. 8 R8. Okay guys, so I made the 8. Now I need to configure the R1 so that it will consider R8 as its route reflector client. So router BGP 10, neighbor 10.18.0.8, remote AS is 10, and my 8 neighbor is route reflector client. Got it guys? Then same we will do for 28. This is my, okay, that is I not to do it on here. So now let's see the first. Now I only made client BGP route reflector client of R1 only up to now. Okay. Show IP OSPF neighbor. First we see the OSPF neighbor. We have the neighbors, and then show IP BGP summary. Okay, so I not created the neighborship with that second one, so it is showing idle. So no worries, I will create it later on. Let's see first what are the prefixes I am learning. So show IP BGP. So now if you see it here, I am learning the prefixes. Okay, I forgot the next stop command, that's why it is not getting this thing. So let me put it here. This neighbor 10.18.0.8 next hop self. So now see here, everyone have a vest path, valid path. So now let me try to ping the loopback of 5 router. Let me try to ping the loopback of 4. So we have connectivity. Let me trace 4.4.4. Am I right? So now I am running a, like from the 8 I am going to 1, and from 1 I am going to 4. Okay. And if I do the show Ipbgp, show Ipbgp 4.4.4.4. So I am originator is 4.4.4 and the cluster is 1111. So I am learning it from the route reflector 1. So now make the R8 as a route reflector client of R2 as well. Okay, guys. Any issue?
Excuse me.
Yes.
Configure on R8.
I'm seeing somebody original as 444. I thought it's coming from R8 to go to R4.
For R2.
Sorry?
It
They're not
says original
configured
as
for R2 in R8 actually, right?
Wait.
original as 444,
Ebgp
right?
binary.
Where is the route?
Guys, one by one. Yeah, tell me.
Where is the route originating from? From 8 or from 4?
See, I am seeing the 4 route. So it is originating from 4 and I am learning it with the route from the route reflector 1111. Got it?
Okay.
First, we need to configure on R8, right?
R8
For
already
R2.
done it.
No. For R2, we didn't done it.
Done it already. Okay.
Okay.
So neighbor 1028 0.8 remote AS is 10 route reflector client next hop self. So now if you see it on the R8, I am learning the prefix from both the route reflectors. So if I do the show Ipbgp, I am learning the route from both, but best is you need to identify. So here, if you see like one network, I am learning from directly from 1. 2 network, I am learning directly from 2. 4th network, I am learning from R1. I am learning it from R2 as well, but the best is from R1. Okay, guys. 5, I am learning from both, but 5 is best from R1. So I am learning it from R1. Now 6. 6, I am learning from both, but best is from R2. Then 7. 7, I am learning from both, but best is from R2. And if I go for individual route, show IP BGP 7.0.0.0, you can see it. I am learning it from both the neighbors. This is the first neighbor. This is the second neighbor. Okay, so 2 available, but the best is 1. And from where it is best? So it is best from the second route. This one, sorry. Okay. Yes, this is from the route reflector 2. As you can see the cluster list, right? Got it, guys?
Yeah.
And now you can see it is learning with this cluster list as well. But because of you can say the metric or the metric calculations, it is learning via this one. And again, if I let me see, okay, it will always learn via R2 unless until we will do the metric thing. Okay, guys, so any question?
Yeah, so if we did a trace route to 777 from R8,
Okay.
it would go through R2, right?
Yes, so let me do the trace route. So it will go to 10.28.0.2, that is your R2 address.
Exactly.
And then
All right,
from
got
R2, it will go directly to R7.
it. Yeah, got it. Makes sense.
Yes. So now this is what we done. So guys, let me know if you want to go further, because then I can create R3 as a route reflector, and then R9 and R10 that I will create as a client of that route reflector. So you guys want to see, so route R3 is a client for this one. I can do it, and then it can serve as a route reflector for these two. This thing also we can do it, or we can directly create R3 as a route reflector for these two. But again,
Yeah,
it will
Mr.
take.
I would like
Sorry?
to see I'd like to see R3 as a route reflector.
Okay.
So we can there's this notion that having
From
three
where
route
it is learning, route, right?
can have issues and has a way of hiding some best parts.
Yes,
So I'd
so
like
it
to
will do the
see.
hiding of the best path and all.
Okay.
So let me go with the R3. So on R3, I remove the BGP configuration. Okay. If you see, I done the no router BGP 10. So let me configure the BGP again. So what we need to do is we need to create the Ibgp peering between R3, and this is with the 13.0.1. That is good. This is good. And what we will do is we will do neighbor and 10.39.0.3 and remote
9, I
9
think.
or 3?
9.
9.
9, right. Route reflector client. Next hop self. So this is what we are doing is a nested route reflector, which is a client for particular route reflector, but it is also a route reflector for other things. Okay, so this is for 9. Let me configure it for 10 as well. So for 10, this subnet we can take 103, 103, 103, and this is 10, 10, 10. Okay, but before that, let me check I have configured the interfaces on R3 or not. Because I guess I configured only 2 interfaces. So let me add these above interfaces as well fast. So interface E0 by 3, what we have is 39.3, and interface we have E0 by 2, and here we have 103. So these also we need to configure. So let me paste the configuration again. Okay, no error in the configuration. So R3 is configured. Let me configure the R9 as well fastly. Oh, just configure the R9 only. So on R9, what we will do, R9, then R9, Ethernet 0 by 0. It is link in 39.9. Then we don't have any other interface. Let's remove it. Then we have loopback that is in 9999. Then we have BGP in which we will do 10.39.0.3. And then this is the network that we have is 9. Okay, let me paste it on R9. R9, where is R9? Okay. So R3, show IP OSPF neighbor. We are having the neighborship with R1, R2, R9 as well. Show IP BGP summary. So I have okay 13.1, 13.23.2, and we have created with 9. Oh, okay, so on 1 and 2 I need to configure it. I guess I'm not configured it yet. Let me see. Show run section BGP. Okay, so we not have any peering with the router BGP 10. And we have a neighbor. Ten dot 13 dot 0.3 and remote AS is 10. We will not put the here route reflector client statement because I don't want it, because I just want to create it only for the route reflector. Okay, then R2 router BGP 10 neighbor is 10.23.0. What is the IP3 and remote AS is 10. So now this is also a route reflector. So now if you see it on R3, we are getting okay. 10 I left it, so leave it as it is. Show IP BGP. So now we are learning the routes. So on R3, we are learning the one network via directly connected route reflector, and on second network I am learning directly from the R2. If you can see, then third one is my directly
It
originating.
should have to be two network, right? But only one route is there.
Yes. So why only one route is there?
Somewhere we missed it, I think.
Oh, let me see. Just a minute. I'm learning the routes from this. I'm learning the routes from this. 4.
That's okay.
Let me, where is R3? Okay, so let me show you one thing. Show Ipbgp 5.0.0.0. Available is 1 and best path is from this one. Show Ipbgp neighbor. This is 10.13.0.1 received routes. Okay, soft configurations bond is not available. Okay, no problem. So on the R1, what I see, show Ipbgp.
I don't think there's an Ibgp part from R1 to R3.
Yeah, we are doing the Ibgp from R1 to RP. Show Ipbgp summary if you do. We are doing it. Okay. And show Ipbgp 10 show Ipbgp neighbor 10.13.0.3 advertise routes. So I am advertising the routes as well. Okay. And I'm learning only 8. Okay. Okay, next stop self. See, that is the default behavior. That is what we are talking about, the topology hiding. Okay, I got it. Show Ipbgp. See guys, it will only from, if you see like advertisements, I am sending the advertise routes from the R1 towards the R3. Okay. If I go to R2 as well, and if I run the same command, you will see like R2 is also advertising it. Neighbor is different. So let me put it 23. So see here, R2 is also advertising the routes. Okay. This one is 1111. This is advertising 1458 only. And R2 is advertising 2678. Okay. So that is what I am learning. Got it, guys? Because R1 is hiding the topology, it will not advertise the route, which is it is because R2 is already advertising. So why R1 needs to advertise it again? So it is a like loop prevention mechanism. That's what I was talking about here. If you are learning a route from both, you will get it via one only. Got it, guys?
But in summary, shows right.
Yes.
But what if the router that is advertising it, what if it goes down? What then happens?
Then it will learn via other one.
Okay.
Let me do it if we can do it. Let me see. But again, if I down the R1, then again, as per our topology, we lost connectivity to R4 and R5. So again, we will not be able to see it. So let me see what we can do it. Okay, if I put R1 and R2 down, then again, we're not able to see the other routes. Anyways, sorry?
We do not have an update source to the loop back addresses. So if we take down any of the nodes,
no, that is not a point. Even if I created the loopback between the loopback, like for R4 and R3, if I create a neighborship with the loopback also, then I have a single path in between. Okay, so that if that goes down, your loopback neighborship will also go down. Got it? Okay, guys. So any question, anything related to it? So we can hard stop here. So this is the complete BGP in which we play with the route reflectors, and if you can see in the lab itself, we can play with the matrix as well. So right now we not played with the matrix. So if I want I don't want 4 network to learn via R1. I want it to learn via R2. So we need to play with the matrix. Okay.
Excuse me, Mr. Shank.
Yes.
On in the next hub, I see that 0.0.0. Is that a default route or is that a static route?
No, if you see the 000 in the next stop, see which router we are on.
Router 1.
So that is means this route is originating by self. So it is the person, it is the router that is originating the route.
Okay, all right.
See the 000, that means this is the router which is originating your route.
Okay.
Okay, so just a second, guys. Let me just stop the share for a second. Yeah, meanwhile, whatever the questions you have, let me know.
Can we get the configs if possible?
Sorry?
Can we get like the configurations that you just that you did, like this topology? I was trying to replicate it on my lab here.
Okay, so what I will do is I will give it the I have all the configuration. I will export it and I will give to Sagar, and in the what you can have a WhatsApp group, right? So in that you can take it from Sagar, and topology. I guess
only
you
one
can...
only one thing is missed here in R3. Like before we saw in R1 and R2, which we have seen in the Cci summary, which is those shows that 2 routes, and but which is the best route, it will be saying that which is the one is like the best route. So, but in R3 we couldn't see the 2 routes. That That would be missing actually.
Yes, because again, when you configured is as a route reflector with the what I can say, let me just tell you. Where is my screen? Let me share it again. Okay, so what here is I am doing is R3. I am not making a client of R1, R2. Okay, I am. Guys, can you mute it, please? Okay, so for R3, what I am doing is it is also a route reflector. Okay, and this is these. Now we have 3 route reflectors in loop. So R1 will only send the routes which are best to R3. Got it? So now if you see the topology, show Ipbgp, see here.
Yeah.
Now again, if you see it here, it will learn 1 is directly connected, 2 it is learning from R2, 3 it is learning from R2, 4 it is learning from itself. So like that way it is learning. Got it? But when it sends, it amends the cluster list. So if I go on the R3, show Ipbgp and 5555, or what I can say 5550. I am learning the 55. If you see it here, show Ipbgp. I am learning the 5555. This is the next hop. Next hop also, yeah, but again, R1 will not modify. We already configured the next hop. So R1,
can we see any routes which are client of other route RR?
So see here on the R8, if you see, R8 is the client of R1, R2. So now it is learning via both. Got it?
Yes. Can we see? Can show IP route actually on R1? Can we see R8?
R1. Okay. Show Ipbgp. What route? 8888, right?
No, we can put R9.
Where?
R9. In R1, you can put it R1.
R9 you want to put?
Yeah, R9. Yeah.
So R9 I am learning via R3. So my originator is R9 and I am learning via R3. That is my route reflector. Got it?
Two originator will be coming, right? Should become, right?
It will
because
learn only
because
by...
yeah. Here it will shows 2 originator, no? Because in R1 only we put it R9, so which will go through R3 R9 and also R2 R9, right?
Route
R2,
reflector
R3,
will
R9.
send to... So see, we can troubleshoot that, but again for that I guess it will take some time. And we already run the time, but anyways, I'm seeing the issue here. What is there is we just forgot the next hop statement somewhere. Okay, so for that's why it is not learning it via another path, and so that is the only thing. Got it?
Okay.
Yeah. So any question else, guys, you having? Okay, and let me paste this as well. So for other inquiries, you can directly connect with the Sagar, and for the pricing as well, you can connect, and you have the WhatsApp group, guys, right? So on the WhatsApp group as well, you can do it.
Yeah, you were saying something about trying to send us the configurations.
Yeah, so I will give the configuration to Sagar and with the topology file as well, and you guys want to replicate it, so you can do it, no problem.
I got it. Thank you.
Okay.
Mr. Shank, can I ask a design question? Okay, for the route reflector, when you implement for internet service, the IP route reflector, and you're also using the same route reflector as a VPN route reflector,
Right.
is it proper to deploy a single internet service router as a VPN router and at the same time an IP route reflector? That's like a concept of fake sharing. Is it ideal in terms of design? Because
No, actually, we need to configure like we should have a separate, but again, it depends on your existing design as well. How you are sharing the traffic, how you will send the traffic, how you are accepting the traffic.
what should be
And
the cluster ID for what's the proper, how do you specify the cluster IDs for route reflectors when you are designing this kind of BGP route reflector clusters? What's the standard for this to avoid this kind of friction? Because if the route reflector is, for instance, attacked in your internet service, the your VPN customers will definitely be affected
right,
because of this
right.
fake sharing. So what's the proper way to deploy the cluster IDs for route reflectors?
So definitely, if you go like if you have a redundancy for the cluster, like you can give the different cluster ID as well as the same cluster ID to the two route reflector as well. Okay. So if I talk about that in topology here, so R1, R2 are my two route reflector which have a different cluster ID. But if I want, I can give the R1 as a 1111, R2 as a 1111. Okay. But then what happen is, then you will have a suboptimal paths. Got it? So we have a concept of cluster ID configuration as well. So if you go for router BGP 10, if you issue the command BGP cluster ID, okay, cluster ID, yes. So that way you can change the cluster ID of your route reflector and you can give it the same as well. But when you give the same to both two route reflector, then they will send like path you need to control it, like they will be can be suboptimal routing. Got it? To answer your question, I guess a lot of people will not able to understand it as of now, but that is the point. So we can give the same cluster ID as well and different as well.
Okay, but what if your route reflector, your BGP route reflector, if it fails, the entire your entire BGP topology ultimately
Yes,
will
but
collapse?
again, we never have a single route reflector, and we definitely have a redundancy out of it, right? Even I've seen the in large service providers, the 4 route reflectors serving the same purpose with the same clients. Got it?
The issue of convergence time, with more route reflectors, you are increasing the convergence time
You see,
for.
at a time, it is just going with the whichever is the shortest path. But again, when it goes down, it will start going from the other. And also it depends on like if you are putting it in the same region, different continents, things like that. Definitely, if you put it in the different continent, your conversion time will go up. Right?
So is it advisable to go with 2 route reflectors or more than 2?
Yeah, it depends on the organization. If you have a multiple organization, lot of clients, lot of route reflectors you need to create, so more than 2 will be going. If you have enterprise, it is okay to go with 2, but if you are in service provider, it is more than 2. Okay, guys. So tomorrow class we
Last
have at the
question, sorry. Last question, I'm sorry. So
Tell
on
me.
that, can you go back to that diagram? When you were explaining in the beginning of the class, you had said something about logically grouping the route reflectors and then giving them private autonomous system numbers. Are we going to do that tomorrow?
That is not related to route reflector. That is a separate topic. That is confederation. So I was talking about this.
Yes, that was that. Yeah.
Yes. So that is actually a separate topic which has a whole discussion of 2-3 hours.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So that we're not covering it today. So guys, tomorrow we have a same time class and we are going with the SDWAN topics. topic, and we will do some demo as well of it. Okay.
Mr. Shan, thank you very much. You've been very
Yeah.
kind.
Yeah.
Thank you so
Thanks a
much.
lot. Thanks a lot, everyone. Have a great
Sorry,
day.
please, I missed the time. What time does the class start? I just came in now. I didn't actually know the time was fast spent.
It is 8:30 p.m. IST, Indian Standard Time.
Okay, 8:30. That should be by Nigerian time. That should be about 4 o'clock.
I need to
4
calculate it on the clock, but
Oh,
again.
I missed out, man. I was just thinking.
So guys, if those who joined late, this is the recording, and even on the YouTube channel of Network Journey, you can get the complete recording.
Yeah, I was going to ask that if we can get the recording of
Yes.
the
So
class.
it is right now on the live on the YouTube as well, and people are watching on the YouTube as well, and you guys can see it later on as well, because all the classes will be saved on YouTube, like all the demo classes.
Okay.
And you can get the link, direct link as well from the Sagar on the WhatsApp group. And guys, this is the, again, let me show you. This is for lab pricing and all those things. You can directly connect over here.
Okay.
Okay, and this is in the chat also. Sagar added the YouTube link for the recording, so you can see it. No problem.
Okay.
Okay, thanks a lot, guys. Have a nice weekend. Have a nice day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes,
Bye
sir.
bye. Good night. Good morning.
Good night.
Bye.
Good night.